Markets are trying to make a recovery, not very surprised, right? But will this effort last? What's going on, guys? It's Ricky with Technical Solutions. And as we can see right now, NASDAQ market went back to retest pre-market highs of 602.49. We actually hit new highs of 602.83. Cool. But if you look at the 5-minute time frame versus where we started selling off and where we're at right now, we are far from that. We're still testing that same resistance range. And in my opinion, and it's just my opinion, first off, markets are incredibly bullish long term. But right now, they don't look very bullish. They still look weak. And from what we saw right when the market opened in today's live trading session with the LPP team, it was done so beautifully where we saw the selling pressure. We saw the recovery potential, but then we saw the selling pressure again. Selling pressure is present, but also so is buying pressure. So what exactly is this telling us? At least for now, based off of current sentiment and what has been factored in, it looks like both bulls and bears are going to have to play with the highs and the lows. This means that if you are not someone that wants to trade kind of like a consolidation range or quickly get in and get out, then it wouldn't really make much sense to be trading, I would say, as of right now. Because as you can see, once you opened up a short, if you did during the pre-market session, you would have made money for a short period of time, but you would have had to have taken profits. Same thing when it came down to going long. If you bought the dip and you went long, you should have taken profits quite quick. If not, you would have given it back. Then again, short opportunity. Then again, buy opportunity. Now we're a little bit more on that overbought side. We're testing the support at the moving average. If we break the support, now there's some shortening opportunity. And if it goes back to retest same previous support, then that would present back the buying opportunity. That means that today seems like a day great for scalpers. Getting in, getting out, making that money, and bouncing. Today is not a day where it seems like direction is super, super clear, at least not for me. Because again, you might be saying, well, Ricky, the day is green. Sure. But there's been, from the time the market has opened and the price at which the market has opened at, from where we're at right now, very little progress. And from when it opened, we saw two initial sell-offs that were quite significant for the NASDAQ market. So again, just my 2 cents, just something to take into consideration. Also, a little heads up, I am in an SQQQ position. I'm down about $800 on this trade. I think my average price is right around 15.15 to 15.17. So again, I bought this one during today's live trading session with my LPP team. And like I've said before, I love to show you guys my green days and my red days. On Friday, we absolutely killed it, obviously shorting the market as the market ended up selling off. Today, still being careful, still being calculated, being mindful of my position size. But from what we've picked up from the market, I think that today is going to be smart if I end up getting in and getting out, making that money and bouncing. Let me know in the comment section what your thoughts are about that. Quick little overall update. Bestnet this morning, U.S. Treasury Secretary Bestnet says U.S.-China relationships is good. This is what he commented on. 100% tariffs doesn't have to happen. This is what he commented on. We'll see if China wants to be a reliable supplier for rare earth metals. So now we have JD Vance, Bestnet, and Trump all de-escalating the situation within the past 24 hours, which makes sense why the market's reacting the way that it is. They're really just trying to take back or try to calm everyone down from what could have been an overreaction on Friday. I think that when they announced what they did on Friday of the 100% tariff to China, they probably didn't expect that much or that large of a sell-off. I feel like now they're just trying to mediate this, but then it goes back to the common theme of Trump. Talk about it and then backs out shortly after, right? Or talks about it and then cowards out after. Nonetheless, it looks like supposedly Trump and Chinese president are set to meet in Korea, which again, I thought that Trump didn't want to talk to president of China. But again, now it seems like that he's open to it. Broadcom, another week, another multi-billion-dollar chip deal with OpenAI. Broadcom stock AVGO surges over 13% after signing a multi-billion-dollar deal with OpenAI. Broadcom will build custom data center chips for OpenAI, and deal covers at 10 gigawatts of compute capacity. Broadcom is up $200 billion of market cap today. Does anyone else just find this really odd that OpenAI, which first off is set up as a nonprofit, It's a company that actually makes less than $5 billion of revenue a year. I don't know if you guys knew that. But they're signing all these multi-billion-dollar deals with the US, with NVIDIA, with AMD, with Oracle, with Broadcom. For what? Where are they getting this money? But if you look at their setup for their deals, is they'll buy all of these chips supposedly from these companies. In return, they also get equity. So it's an insane time to be paying attention to a company that is setting up multi-billion-dollar deals. Not just multi, I mean, we're talking about like at some of them are hundreds of billions of dollars. Yet this company makes less than $5 billion of revenue overall a year. It's wild. But again, the AI boom, markets are rational and markets keep on pushing, right? So the only other thing that I want to make sure that you are aware about this week is that, yes, the government is still shut down. Yes, Besnet has made comments on the government shutdown that it could be negatively affecting the economy moving forward based off of how long it's been shut down. And then we have the series of economic reports that are set to be released this week. This week is not a big week for tech. That's going to start next week. But nonetheless, we have BlackRock, United Airlines, TSMC, Interactive Brokers, and Ali. Again, if there's a list of a company that you end up seeing here that you're either invested in or you want to pay attention to, right? Bank of America, Dollar Tree, Progressive. We have Pinnacle. What else sticks out? Travelers is set to release on Thursday. We have American Express on Friday. So if any company stands out, yes, these companies are set to report earnings this week. So just make sure that you're mindful of that, right? Other than that, we're taking everything, not even just day by day, but moment by moment. As of right now, I feel like the market's very delicate. It's going to be reacting to news in a very spontaneous way. So I'm paying attention. I'm not afraid to trade, but I'm not being very aggressive with the positions that I'm taking. My position right now in SQQQ is still less than $100,000, which is about 1/5 of what I normally trade with. And why? Because again, with great volatility, as the market has presented itself to have, comes great responsibility. I'm all for it. I see the potential in the markets possibly retracing back to lows where I can make money shorting, but I know how bullish they can be. And because of that, I'm respecting it with an appropriate position size, that if things do turn against me aggressively, I can tolerate the red day and it doesn't devastate me. The last thing you want is learning from Friday all the stories of people being over leveraged and over aggressive at overbought levels and then getting liquidated, and they're not able to tolerate the money they put in, right? Because they can't afford it. That's the last thing that you want. We're all here for the same reason. It's to make money in a way that you actually understand and that you can tolerate. Don't discourage yourself to ever want to trade or invest again because of a stupid mistake you make now. So again, wish you guys nothing but the best. I hope to see you for tomorrow's live trading session. I'm going to be trading live all week this week, right at market open. It's designed for complete beginners. And whenever you're ready to tune on in, second link in the description down below. Like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take care, team.